Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
Welcome back. I'm Mariah.
And I'm Ratidzo.
And you're listening to
Hella Foreign,
the podcast,
where we share a different perspective.
Yes. I'm so excited today for our episode. Before we go, jump right in. How are you doing, sis?
I'm doing well. Week went by fast, per usual. I think I've kind of gotten used to that at this point. The year is just going to fly by. That's pretty much what's happening. But I'm doing well. Yes. How are you?
I'm good. This weather has been up and down, but had a great day outside. It was beautiful. But yeah, I'm good. But yes. Yay. Let's get the show started. I'm very excited because we have another guest, y'all.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
She's
we
a gem.
have. Yes, a beautiful gem who sings, dances, does hair. That is the Miss Amazing Tia Ferrera.
I'm like, is there anything you don't do?
Yes. There's what? A lot I don't.
I don't know. I only said 3 things, but there's like a whole list. So before we start in our crown discussion, definitely would love to hear all your little receipts.
Oh, my receipts?
Let the people know who you are, what you do, what you've been involved in.
Where you from, girl?
Hey, ladies. Hi, everyone. My name is Tia Ferrera. I am a independent artist, singer, songwriter, and I'm also the founder of a organization called Feminism, where we help women and girls win. And I've been a hairstylist for years. I've been doing hair to supplement my income, to be able to take care of myself and the things that I got to take care of. It's my daytime job.
Okay. Yes. We'll get the plugs, your social media plugs, after.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah, at the end. But definitely want to hear those as well so people know where to find you. Mm-hmm. But yes, today we are talking about everything hair.
Yeah.
So everything of our hair journey, because it's been a long way. But like you shared earlier, Miss Hair Stylist, we would love to hear your journey. So we're going to ask you a couple of questions.
Yes.
But yes, first and foremost, we're going to talk about why we think this topic is important. Why do we want people to listen and share what we want to take away?
I was going to say, I recently started growing my hair out. Actually, I had my hair cut off. Like, I was like bald pretty much for like 7-8 years, and I recently started growing my hair out. And it's always interesting, the transition, just hearing people's comments, how people look at you differently. And my hair is like in that in-between stage of it's not long enough to do much with it, and it's not short enough to just brush. So it's been a very interesting journey for me, to say the least. But the people's reaction, especially in the Black community, I would say has been the most interesting. And that's why I wanted to talk about this today, personally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. How about for you, Tia? What would you say seems to be your biggest takeaway, or something that you would want people to know about hair?
You know what? I think for me, the biggest thing would be that your hair, whatever you've been, gifted to have, whatever texture, whatever length, whatever style, you have to learn how to maintain it and do what's best for it. To have it healthy and to make it look great on you. Mm-hmm. And the greatest way to do that is for someone to educate you about your particular type and texture of hair, so that you don't get you don't get overwhelmed, I would say, or discouraged by trying to do something that wouldn't work for your hair. I know for me,
Yes.
like growing up, there are things that I wanted for my hair to do, and my hair was like, nope. So I had to learn like that right there, that don't work for your hair. You got to do this for your hair. So I think it's, it's like a process of learning what styles work, what you have time to maintain.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that's a huge thing. What makes you feel confident too? You know what I mean? Like we all have that one hairstyle that we try and we're like, ooh, I shouldn't have tried this because this color, this style, this whatever, it doesn't work for me. But you got to be adventurous and try it. And then you find out, as you start to love on your hair, I should say, you find out what works for you. So I would be a big proponent for that, finding out what works for your hair type.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. You had a lot of key points in there. Definitely knowing what works best for your hair, because it's not the same for everyone.
Right.
And just knowing that any haircut or style is beautiful.
Absolutely.
And we should embrace that and acknowledge each other for how we feel, because I generally feel like our hair is not only just a representation of us, but how we take care of ourselves and the inside as well. So yes, we will get more into that. But the next question was going into what does hair look like at home, not only in your upbringing or like what were your go-to hairstyles or what was your hair experience for you?
For me, for sure, ponytails and buns, which I am still a proponent of because I have a lot of hair and my hair is thick. And it was like kind of the only thing that I knew for sure I could sleep in for an extra 20 minutes if I had a ponytail or a bun. It's still my go-to. It is still my go-to. I just had to learn what products worked to slick it on down, to lay it on down, to slick it on down. But I think that as a woman, I have experienced now, like being an adult woman, I think I've grown to love and learn to love my hair and not try to fight it to make it be something that is just not going to be, or a style that's not going to have, or you know what I mean? Like when you're younger, you're kind of like, you want a particular style, so you get that style, but if your hair doesn't agree with it, it's like a battle. You know what I mean? Right. It either hurts, it don't last, it springs up, whatever the case may be. So I've kind of learned to like embrace what my hair does and what it doesn't do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would definitely agree with that point too, and I think I've learned that more in my adult life and growing my hair out as an adult is like my hair shrinks back and is super curly. Even if I like straighten it or blow dry it, within like the hour, it is crawling all the way back to curly. So it's like, do I put excessive heat in it to damage it and ruin my curls, or do I just keep it curly the way it's supposed to be? And even if I comb my hair, I kid you not, in an hour, it will be all disoriented in its own like direction. And I remember a friend of mine put it so well to me. She was just like, because she has longer hair, she always does twist outs and she maintains her natural hair really well. And I was just like, ugh, my hair's too short, blah, blah, blah. She was like, that just means that you're not comfortable with your own hair, or you haven't learned like how it's supposed to be. Like if it doesn't comb, like just let it be. Like it doesn't have to be combed.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah,
that's so true. It's so true, because we do have a battle from the time that we're little. You know what I mean? Of like maintaining our hair some kind of way, because it's like when you're little, your mom doesn't want you to go outside without your hair combed.
Right.
It's so depending on tidy. And depending on your hair texture, or what length it is, or whatever, that battle starts for us really early and can be very painful. Yeah. I think it is definitely about embracing at a certain point in your life, like embracing what styles work for you, what particular things that you can do with your hair naturally, and then when you do want to change it up, when you do want to do something different, what are those protective styles or those things that you do to switch it up for the time being or whatever.
I agree. Those points.
Good. I'm trying to think of what hairstyles.
Braids are always a go-to for us.
Yeah, that is definitely my go-to for sure. Definitely the hairstyle I'm rocking now. I would say growing up, it was always like a braided bun, or like the puffs on the side. That was me. But yeah, moms would try the perm occasionally when I was younger, but that never went too well.
Yeah.
I think the
Same.
last time I did a perm was actually in college freshman year. It was like my last run. I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should just do it that one good time. And yeah, I left it in maybe a little too extra long. It was real straight, but I was like, you know what? That's just, it's not me, and I can't maintain this style, this look.
Yeah.
I'm just a very low maintenance person. I don't like spending time on my hair every day or whatnot. But then I would watch others around me in their hair journey, and I would just be like, oh, that's gonna be me one day.
Right.
But yeah,
I like that you said your hair journey, because I think that like me myself being a hairstylist, I love educating my clientele on their particular hair and what's the best thing for them to do for their hair. Because for everyone, it's kind of different. You know what I mean? Like, although hair is hair, you use shampoo, you use conditioner, you do certain treatments, whatever. There are certain things that you can do to maintain the health of your own hair. So I like that you said your hair journey, because maybe it's our relationship to our hair that once we have that great relationship, it kind of like falls into place.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you just sort of have to just jump into it too. Like, I feel like consciously, like I built it up in my head, like I have to be at a certain level of some sort to be able to rock a natural look, or like, of course, Jasmine was my great example as a roommate in college of, watching her do her twist outs and whatnot. And I would just be like, oh, I can't wait to get that length. But then I wasn't at a point where I was confident in myself with my natural hair. And when I noticed that and acknowledged that, I was like, oh shit, that's hella bad.
Right.
I need to get in this journey and know what styles I could do that I feel comfortable and confident in.
Yeah.
So it definitely took some time. But these last couple of years, I've just embraced it. And I'm like, man, this is a lot. It's not as bad as I like worked it up to be in my head. Because I think it was just a reflection of where I was with myself.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And the
So
more that you
a little
embrace,
comfort.
yeah, and the more that you embrace things about yourself, you're gonna naturally, your hair is gonna be one of those things you embrace.
yeah.
Definitely. For me, it's actually interesting. Growing up, I didn't have any hair, so where I come from in Zim, a lot of schools, a lot of schools don't allow boarders, kids who board at the school, to have hair because of maintenance. There's no like hairstylist on campus to help you maintain your hair, especially if you're younger, and you can't really expect your peers to maintain your hair for you at 8 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old. So
Right.
most of the times everybody has to shave their head off like a boy. So I had my head shaved up until I was about 11. When I moved here is when I started growing my hair out because I was no longer going to boarding school. And at the time, it was my mom's responsibility basically to make sure my hair was looking good. And she would braid it a lot. She knows how to French braid and do a lot of braids. But I never really took the time to learn how to cut my hair, to take care of my hair, because by the time I was like 17, I cut it back off again. So I literally only had like 6 years of hair length and growth, in which time I tried things like, perming it, which worked sometimes didn't. My hair is really thick. And then I tried weaves, I did braids, I did all sorts of fun, cool things. But I think a lot of it was just mostly protective styles and not really understanding my own hair, how it works and how it's supposed to be taken care of.
Yeah.
And then I cut it off, and then that kind of, you know, takes away that responsibility. You don't have to deal with it anymore. And then now I'm growing it out again, and I'm having to actually learn. I feel like I'm like 10.
Relearning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like learning your hair. Yeah.
I'm learning my hair now at 26 years old.
I love that. I get from you too that you had to have a confidence in wearing your hair short. You know, for girls,
Yeah.
usually there's this stigma of like long hair. For me, I was like almost the opposite. I've always had long hair since I was little, and I used to get teased about it, so I hated it. And so as soon as I hated it. I hated it because in elementary school, the boys used to tease me like, oh, long rope hair. And then in high school, one of my friends came in class and she was like, yeah, this girl says she's going to cut your hair and scratch your eyes out after school today. So I was like, oh, is that right? So I cut my hair off for the simple purpose of not being teased anymore. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think that, it's such an interesting, it's such an interesting juxtaposition of like how our hair defines us and what it says about who we are to society sometimes too. But yeah, I think that to rock a short haircut, you for sure have to be confident. You for sure have to be, you know, like absolutely confident.
You know yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you know. No, and I'm glad you brought up those points because that's actually our next question, literally. What are some of the stigmas and stereotypes you have seen or experienced within your hair journey? So I know you mentioned, you know, your hair length, which is like, what? Because normally it's like long hair, don't care. Ooh.
Right.
But it's interesting to hear like the total opposite.
Oh yeah, I cut my hair. I cut it as soon as I got to high school. Like my junior year, I cut it, and I got in trouble. My stepdad was really mad.
That you cut your hair? How much did you cut it, though?
I cut it all the way off, like short. Yeah.
Oh,
I just
wow.
went to
Like you took some clippers?
No. I went to a salon and I had them cut it off.
Okay.
Like short, really short. Yeah.
Wow.
And I had long hair, so it was like, you know, a big deal. To me, it wasn't a big deal because it was like freedom in a sense. Like I'm doing what I want to do with my hair. I don't want anybody to tell me what to do. I'm rebellious. But I think that there is a connotation of like short hair meaning you're confident, you're secure, professional, and long hair can sometimes mean, you know, long hair don't care. You know what I mean? Like there are connotations that come with different styles and different lengths of hair. Yeah. Which is also important why you got to know yourself.
Right.
So that you know, like, what is it that you want to say with your hair? You know what I mean? Because sometimes I have plenty of women that have sat in my chair and just been like, I want to do this style because I'm getting out of a relationship, or I'm just mad at the world, or whatever the case may be. And then that's usually the times when it's like they hate their style. They hate the style like 2 weeks later because it's not really what they meant
it's
to
not
do.
them.
It was just at the time. Yeah.
I'm still stuck on this length concept because I just feel like growing up, it was always sort of like a spoken, unspoken conversation of you look prettier with long hair, or you resemble more of a woman when you have long hair.
Yes.
Right.
The connotation is that long hair is more feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right.
But people that have long hair, a lot of people that have long hair, and I can only say this from a hairstylist point of view, it's a lot of work.
It is.
You know
more
what
product.
I mean? It's more product. It's more going to the salon. It's more time that you have to spend.
Your arms.
Your arms. Or your upcharge because it's longer.
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Okay. True. Yeah, people don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of different factors, you know, that go into both, you know, long, short, and even medium length hair. There's a lot of different, you know, usually women that have like bobs or, you know, shorter length hair, it's a little easier to maintain. You know what I mean? Like it's something easier for them to maintain on their own as opposed to extremely long hair that you have to do something with it, or it's just going to be in a bun.
See, you explaining that just reminded me of all those guys where it's like, oh, but you look so much pretty with long hair. And it's like, do you want to buy my hair products? Do you want to maintain it? Like, you know, I just feel like there's a lot of guys who, like you said, have that image of a woman with long hair.
Bringing men into the conversation is like a whole nother conversation, because they do have preferences. You know what I mean?
This is true.
Like, depending on, what a man likes, they do have preferences. And then some men absolutely adore and love women that are more stylish and that take risks. You know what I mean? So I think it kind of just depends on what the person finds attractive, or what their personal preference is. But I've come to find that in most cases, when you are confident about your hair, other people are naturally confident about it as well. It's only when we're unsure or we're not wearing a style that makes us feel comfortable, so we're kind of like, not sure about it. Yeah, we're projecting that, and that also makes people respond that way.
Good point. Yeah, for sure.
Good point, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely feels like all the points you guys are making is like, it just depends at the end of the day where you are with yourself, and which affects how you react to, people's comments or whatnot. But I definitely feel like I was reading articles before we started this pod on hair, and it's going to be part of my share circle. But one of the articles I read, Braided Crown by Water for Women, actually posted this last Black History Month article on hair, and it does a well summarization of like a Black woman's hair journey and the history and the honoring of it. And just one of the things that she had highlighted was how, like, now these days, there's criticism to young girls at school, or people who aren't allowed at school if they're wearing a certain hairstyle, or even now it's affecting in the workplace. And to me, it's just crazy, because it's like, if I'm great at what I do, how does my hair imply to someone else I'm incapable of being able to execute whatever you're there for me to do? And it saddens me, and it's just like, where did this stereotype come from where, hey, if you have dreadlocks or if you wear a more natural hairstyle, like, it somehow to other people it's seen as like your education is lower, or your work ethic is lower, or you're more of a hippie or hoodlum versus someone who's rocking, a natural hairstyle.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Oh, that's I like all of everything that you just said, actually, because if
Where do I
people,
begin?
if people understood that natural hair is not less, maintenance, or, less expensive, like people that get dreadlocks or that get braids, or that they are investing in their hair just as much as someone that goes to get, a haircut, or a relaxer, or extensions, or, protective styles. It's just the connotation, you know what I mean? And I'm not really sure where that connotation came from, or why it even exists in certain spaces. All that I can, sum it up to mean is that it's just not knowing, you know what I mean? It's absolutely not educating yourself or knowing about this particular style. Because if you know someone that has, like, one of my best friends, she has dreadlocks, and she spends lots of money, on products that she likes for her hair, on color, on, styling, and getting certain styles done with her dreadlocks. And she works for a Fortune 500 company. I think it's primarily just educating oneself on, because you don't know something about a hairstyle does not determine that it's automatically a negative, so to speak.
Right.
I feel the same way about. Go. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I think a lot of it too affects the Black community.
Mm-hmm.
more than any other community, like we have hairstyles that are painted as, oh, you a thug, you know, which I find very unfair. Just because I don't hear other like races kind of going through that, like you put your hair in a bun, or you know what I mean, like their hair texture is more glorified than ours is. So that's the only thing I wanted to add to that.
True.
Yeah. And I feel like I guess when I was listening to you guys' responses, I'm like, well, where would people get this negative connotation of hairstyles from? And it's truly what's portrayed in the media, sadly. You know, when you look at videos and whatnot, you're seeing a stereotypical black chick with braids and bright colors, and a guy with a black guy with a head cap, or you know what I mean? And that's the characters that they've created to represent our community, unfortunately.
As opposed to looking at it with how ingenious and how fashionable and how, you know, on trend it is for a girl to find these colors and put them in it. Like for me, it's art. You know what I mean? For me, a lot of what people do with their hair is their expression. It's them expressing themselves, especially in spaces where you really can't do anything besides, you know, your hair, because you work at a job that you have to have a professional appearance in every other aspect. Sometimes your hair is that thing, or your nails is that, you know, are the things that you use to kind of express yourself. And I feel like me personally, because I have the privilege of being an artist, I think that a lot of times people misunderstand expression with hair as something other than just someone being able to express themselves even in the slightest way with either how they dress or how they wear their hair. And whether you like it or not, right, you know, that is someone's personal choice. So
yeah, definitely. And I guess, you know, we could go in a quick break and wrap up the conversation, but I guess that some of the things you're bringing of, you know, how it's art and how it reflects who we are, and pulling back into that article that I was talking about, it was beautiful how they highlighted, you know, the history behind it. You know, your hair and how it was braided or represented showed, you know, your marital status, your spiritual beliefs. It showed where you came from, your tribe, you know, your wealth. It had so many other meanings to it.
That's beautiful too.
Yeah, and it's just like it's cool now with, you know, the new movement of women, with, you know, Black Lives Matter and whatnot, it's empowering our people, and you know, it's great to see more people going back to their roots and doing more braid styles or natural hairstyles. And it just shows, like, it's like almost seeing people, their spirit flowering if that makes sense.
Yes. Flourishing like a
flower. Flourishing. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm like, what's the word, y'all? Flourishing. Yes. But yeah, that's beautiful. And it is a piece of art for sure. But yes, we will go on a quick little break, and we'll definitely touch on some of, you know, challenges in the hair journey and some of the products and regimens that you currently use. So we will be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Seasoned by Diana, a fashion blog for the girl who can't really afford to buy new clothes all the time, but she's able to pull new styles by recycling the clothes she has in her closet. To check out more outfits for your fashion inspiration, please visit www.seasonedbydiana.com, and that's www.seasonedbydiana.com. You can also check out more outfits on Instagram, and the handle is @seasonedbydiana, and on Facebook, and the URL is facebook.com/seasonedbydiana.
Hey y'all, we are back.
Yes, we're back.
We have Tia on the mic with us as well.
Hi.
But yes, we are talking about all stuff hair, and we're going to go into the question of what are some challenges or experiences that you've had within your hair journey that you would want to share?
Me first?
Yes, please.
You're the guest. You have to go
Hair
first.
guru, please
Oh,
let
I
us know.
Okay, so I am allergic to color.
Ooh.
Which means I have like a really bad reaction if it touches my skin or gets anywhere near me. And I have tried to dye my hair many times, even knowing that. So
Why? What?
Because you want to, as a woman, like you're just like, I want to try something else. You know what I mean? Like there's sometimes where you're like, I want to try red or I want to try blonde, and I have done those things. I've had red hair, I've had blonde hair.
Okay.
I've tried pretty much every style ever. But I would say with the advancements in hair, technology and replacement and all the wonderful things that we could do, ladies, there are different things that you can do to try styles that are not forever commitment.
Yeah.
So if you're like me and you're allergic to color, there are, extensions that you can try to add color to your hair. There are, there's so many different things that they have now where they have like semi-permanent colors that you can try, which is now what I do. I'm able to like put semi-permanent colors on my hair and they don't turn blonde, but I get a little spice if I want it.
Okay.
That's some good alternatives.
Yeah, absolutely.
How about you, Ratito? What are some challenges you might have experienced during your hair journey?
Challenges. I think my hair is uneven. It just grows unevenly. It's like much thicker at the top, middle part, and it goes much longer there, but like my back and my sides grow much slower and thinner. So it's always hard to make it look even. I kind of have to cut my front a little bit more than I do my back just because I don't want to look odd.
Okay.
And then I'll also say realizing that my edges are super thin. So I can literally only get braids like once a year, or else I'm not gonna have any edges. I feel like each time it like breaks just a little bit, but it's enough that it's like you just keep breaking and breaking and breaking and breaking. So I realized that I really can't do braids that frequently, like once a year, maybe twice, if that. Even if it's like thick ones. And then last thing I'll add is edge treatment or edge tamer does not work for me. My hair is just way too curly and too thick. It just does not get tamed. I will put it on and then literally in like 2 minutes it's like back to curly, like you didn't put anything on it. Which is annoying when you try to snap, you know what I mean? Trying to make sure your edges are nice and smooth. Nope, doesn't work for me.
Well, I have some tips for what you said. The first thing is it is perfectly normal to have a couple of different textures of hair on your head. Like there are people that have like coarser hair on, the top, and then the back is kind of fine. It's perfectly normal. You just need to know what products to use to maintain your hair. For braids and edges, I tell all my clients moisture to your scalp is imperative, especially if you find that your edges are very delicate. Sometimes we get styles and we forget the maintenance of our own natural hair and scalp while we have those styles. It's imperative that no matter what you're doing to your hair, even if it's a protective style or braids or you're just giving your hair a rest, you have to stimulate and take care of your scalp. It's imperative.
It's crazy. I haven't done braids in a minute, and this is the first time I like consistently actually go to bed with a scarf or a hair cap with braids, because it's like I realize like, duh, you still need to protect your edges, duh. And I was like, damn, for years I just kept pillow time. I got braids. I don't need to worry about it. But it's like, nah, you still need to put that cap on.
That is absolutely a nasty habit that we have. When we have, a style that's very low maintenance. Actually, hairstylists, like we talk about that very often, is like, oh, it's like a conundrum, because it's like, oh, you have a style that's low maintenance, but that means you're not going to take care of your hair and scalp, which means you're going to come back to me and I'm going to have to start all over.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So
I want to know what else y'all talk about.
I mean, I can give you all the secrets. No. Listen. To help yourself and help, whoever is helping you maintain your hair, if you do go see a professional, the best thing you could do for your own hair and scalp is to take care of it, no matter, what you're doing to your hair. Protective style, if you're wearing, a style that requires heat, if you're wearing a style that requires no heat or whatever, the best thing that you could do is use the right products for your hair, and to take care of your hair and scalp.
Yeah.
You are right on it, Tia, because that's literally, again, our next question. So we'll just dip right into it. What are hairstyles, products, or regimens that you have tried that have been successful or maybe not as successful for your hair type?
So I'm glad that you said hair type, because it's really good if you have a hairdresser or a professional stylist that can tell you about your hair. That way you know what products will work and which won't work. So sometimes with hair that is fine and coarse, you need different products than you need for hair that is coarse and maybe naturally wavy. I would say one of the products that I recommend for just about everybody is moisturizing products, because a lot of what we do to our hair, we just strip it of its natural oils, especially if you're using heat. And so one of the, huge things that we, in a rush in our daily lives, we get busy. It's something that we just, kind of forget to do. But just like you need the spa day, your hair needs a spa day too. So deep conditioning treatments are huge. Protein treatments are also huge. If you're wearing styles that require heat, you need to put moisture and you need to put strengthening products back into, the cortex of your hair, so that you're not taking the elasticity out, which causes breakage. I would also say I have been proponent for hair vitamins for a very, very, very long time. I have had clients that have come to me, after cancer treatments, after losing a lot of their hair, and I've been able to help them, grow their hair back. I do have, I've been blessed with a gift for that, is to help people grow their hair and to help them maintain their hair and keep it healthy. Hair vitamins are hugely imperative in doing that, just because, in our daily lives, if you're not taking care of yourself and eating the right things, you kind of going to lack the vitamins and nutrients that you need for your hair. And so you can't replace that by taking hair vitamins. Let me say that first. You can't just eat McDonald's every day and take hair vitamins and expect healthy hair. However,
why not?
I wish it did work like that. I wish it did. I wish it could work where, all I did was ate Krispy Kremes and then, take hair vitamins, but that ain't how it works. You do have to take care of yourself from the inside out. And when you do that, it shows in your hair and skin, of course.
Are there any particular products or brands that you feel like, for the masses have gone well with your clients?
There are professional grade products, that I like personally. It's a 10 Kerastase. There are a few different ones for different reasons. I still like Paul Mitchell Tea Tree for deep cleansing. But there are also, things that you can get in your local beauty supplies that are, pretty decent, fairly. I mean, we do have access in our regular beauty supplies to things that could help us, take care of our hair. I would say something that a lot of hairstylists that we tend to agree on is the sulfate and paraben-free products, especially for our hair, because those particular soaps and shampoos strip the natural oils from our hair. So if you can find products that are either natural or sulfate and paraben-free, you're kind of good in the game. When you look at a label, if it has a whole bunch of stuff that you can't pronounce, that's usually not great. Not that I'm advocating against it. I'm just telling you, it usually has a lot of chemicals in it, and that may not be in your best interest depending on what kind of hair you have.
So it's literally just just the same way of your diet and how you
Yeah.
eat. Anything you can't read or
Yeah.
processed, not good. Anything
Yeah.
that's natural, organic, I know what that is good.
Yeah.
I know how to
Okay.
pronounce it.
Yeah. if I need a break before I start, it might not be the best product. I know some things that that Tia, you also have shared with me with my hair journey is in addition to the whole moisture conversation of getting those oils and when you mentioned the vitamins, vitamin E, getting that biotin. I know my mom recently shared getting liquid biotin because it's more
There's
more
a liquid
potent.
one?
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
get that
your
liquid.
body absorbs the liquid differently than it does the actual vitamin pill form.
Yeah. And she was saying like the pills are still like it's like a smaller dose than you would get with the liquid. Another thing that you also shared with us last time was the Got to Be glue. The styling spiking glue. So that's a hair or a styling glue for the edges, and a lot of the edge products don't work for my hair or it dries my hair out. So using this, it tells you to add water first and then put it on. And then all I do is just add a little headscarf for like a couple minutes and bam, they slick and they lay it down. So that's a good product. Another one is the Wild Growth hair oil, that little white bottle with the green writing, y'all. So I just started using that and testing that out as my hair growth regimen. But yeah, outside of braids, I did for a couple years just wear my hair natural, and that's been a journey of finding what hair products. Like Eco Gel does not go well with my hair, and it's like, damn, everybody uses it, or that's the first thing people suggest.
I just recently found out people don't use it as much anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, we just I think we got on the wagon late.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Here's the thing about like hair products too, is that sometimes when you're watching a video of someone's results, it works for their hair, and sometimes it works for their hair only for that time. I'm sure a lot of hairstylists will tell you that there's some products like you use it over and over and over again, and for some reason like your hair doesn't do the same as it did the very first time. So a lot of times, you guys, they're going to be trial and error with the products you use. It's going to be like, you thought this product was going to work, it didn't. You thought this product wasn't going to work, it did.
Like your face. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to be
like
a Less Jam. Oh my God. Like I could have bought stock in Less Jam. Less Jam my edges, Less Jam my ponytail, Less Jam this bun. And I used it for years, but for some reason my hair just does not agree with it anymore. It just will not. It doesn't lay down. It doesn't work. It just doesn't. It's just like, no. Absolutely not. So yeah, trial and error. If you can find the travel section in your local beauty supply or the store that you're purchasing products at, travel section for the little sample size things are your best friend when you need to get a product that you've never used before. I know
that's
Sephora,
hella smart.
Ulta, all of those places, they have travel size products. So when you're ready to try something new, try the travel size first.
That's like mind blown just now. Like that is like,
yeah.
I'm helping save a couple of dollars
all this time.
Damn.
Almost every major retailer that you would buy whatever you're using for your hair, almost all of them have a travel section or even a small carry travel size little what do they call, like the little travel size kit so try that first and then invest in
a whole bottle.
Especially if it's on the professional side of things. Like the Pureology products are really good. I have to send you a list because there's some really good stuff out there.
Please do.
I will.
Awesome. How about you, Ratito? What are some products that we probably haven't mentioned yet that you be rocking with?
I have made my own oil regimen, like my own oil concoction, I guess I could call it. And I use jojoba oil, castor oil, black castor oil, a little bit of rosemary oil, avocado oil, and olive oil. It's like I'm missing one. It's like the seventh one I'm missing. And I get them all organic, all the natural oils. And rosemary gets a little stinky, so I literally only put like a couple of drops.
Oh, tea tree oil.
No, that makes my scalp get dandruff. Yeah. And people used to tell me, like, use coconut oil. And coconut oil is amazing for my skin on my body, but when I put it on my hair, it makes my scalp really dry. So after probably like a couple years of just trying out new oils, I just realized mixing them was the best for me. And ever since I've been doing that, probably for the last couple years now, or maybe like a year or so, with some change, I haven't had a single drop of dandruff on my hair, on my scalp.
Nice.
Yeah. But again, I have to mix 7 oils just to get to get that result.
Yeah.
Or six of them just to get that result. But it makes my hair grow nice and thick. It's especially helpful with braids. When I get braids, I usually oil my hair twice a day, like in the morning and at night. And I always put oil on my edges twice a day too. But that's one thing I found that makes a significant difference is my oil regimen, and my hair is always moisturized because of it.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with you. Like finding the natural oils that work for you is huge. It's huge. Castor oil is really good. The ones that you mentioned, tea tree, peppermint, rosemary, vitamin E, all those are really good oils. Ladies, another trick that you need to know is that when the seasons change and we go into the winter months, your skin will and scalp will tend to get drier. So that is the perfect time to up your oil regimen or whatever you're using to moisturize your scalp. Another thing is hugely popular for women experiencing dry scalp is you're not drinking enough water. That is one of the very first signs that you are dehydrated and not drinking enough water. So if you start to see that, try water too.
Yes, guilty as charged. I'd be like, what's going on? I'd be like, damn.
Right.
When was my last bottle of water, y'all?
I can't remember.
And you know what? In all actuality, we are just now, really like pushing, drink a lot of water, it's good for you, It's really good for your hair. It really is.
Dope. Okay, I feel like I got all the little trinkets. We need to keep these conversations going. I think the last question I have on this is, what are some impressionable experiences that you have been able to take away and experience from your hair journey that really like stuck with you or you keep with you to this day?
I would say I really don't care what people think about my hair. That's my impressionable experience.
Okay.
Clap for that woman.
I know. Okay. Drops mic, walks away. Flips hair.
My hair is not combed. That's too bad. You can choose to keep your thoughts to yourself or not, but I honestly don't care what you think.
It.
I just kind of do whatever I want, whatever I see fit. And I also hate that like Black people are not taught to have wash and go styles. It's like our hair is not meant to be wash and go unless you have like looser curl, you know what I mean, or a certain curl texture. And I think that's just not true. Like everybody can have a wash and go style at a certain length, of course. But at my length especially, I'm like 7-8 inches long, if that. No, like 5-6 inches long. Like I can wash and go my hair. It's not combed like all week, and I think that's completely fine. So yeah, I would say confidence that I've built is my impressionable experience.
Yes.
Okay.
Crown that queen.
Go, sissy, go. How about you, Tia?
I'm gonna bounce off what Tito said, and absolutely confidence. For me, it is learning what I like, and being comfortable and confident to rock what I like, and that has, for me, like it's taught me how to like maintain my hair and how to make sure that my hair is healthy and invest in making sure that my hair is healthy. Like I really have learned how important it is to take the time to take care of my hair. It's, I used to be, in younger days, I didn't really care about that. I was kind of like, I want this style or I want to do this. And I really didn't, I wasn't never thinking about the health of my hair. As I've gotten older, I've started to understand like it is another component to my health as, an overall person is making sure that I'm, taking care of it. Because obviously it's mine and I like it. So
Yes.
I'm gonna invest in what it takes, and that doesn't necessarily mean a whole bunch of money or anything. It just means being aware of it being something that I can take care of or that I need to take care of, and also complimenting other women on their hairstyle choices I think is huge for me too.
Yes. And you just see them light up too, because it's like, you see me. Oh
Yes.
my goodness. Thanks, girl. You see me. Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. I feel like I was trying to think of something else, but I feel like you guys sort of hit it on the nail. I guess I think something impressionable that I enjoy each time, anytime I do have a hairstyle change, especially with the braids, when you take all them braids down and take that shower and wash that scalp and scratch and massage that scalp, it's like I'm in my true skin and it feels so beautiful and amazing. And I feel like especially when I've been rocking all natural hairstyles, just being able to spend the time of twisting the hair and putting the product in the hair, and it takes me back as a kid. Obviously it was painful and like annoying, like, oh my gosh, why are we doing this? But now looking back, it's like I cherish those moments when I was between my mom's legs and waiting for the braids, and it's too tight, and she'd be like, fine, come on, let's go. But it's all part of our upbringing and our culture, and I love it. I love every aspect of it.
Same here.
Yes. But I think that concludes our conversation about our beautiful crowns. Any last thoughts?
Rock your crown how you want to, ladies.
Hey. Okay.
Proud.
And proud, that's right.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, all about that confidence. I feel like that's a commonality throughout the questions that we brought up of really, once you have that confidence, you will glow. Your skin, hair, and spirit will glow, y'all. But yes, thank you so much, Tia, for joining us today and being part of this conversation.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Tia.
And
thank you.
Please tell us where our foreigners can follow you.
On Instagram, I am at Tia Ferrera. It's TIAF as in Frank, ERRERA. Mostly share my music stuff, but like lots of other stuff that I do with the community and women and all the stuff that I find interesting. Sometimes there's hair stuff on there too. And feminism is FEMWINISM, community organization to support women and girls. So if you know a woman that you think is amazing, please follow us there and shout her out too.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thanks
for sharing.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Now we will quickly jump into our share circle. Everything that I've been pulling through this conversation, as I said earlier, is from an article from Water for Women, which is a nonprofit for women and young girls and those who support women and nourishing their journey through transition and creating events and workshops towards building their body, mind, and spirit. In this blog post, it's called A Braided Crown, and it goes over the history, hardship, and honor of Black hair. It was written by Kendra Jackson, and it's a really nice quick read where it just jumps into each category of how amazing our hair is, y'all. So definitely take a look at that. But yeah, that is my share for this week. Ritizzo?
Yeah, so I work in the recruiting industry, and every month, like the third or fourth day of the month, they release the unemployment rate. So right now, if you live in the U.S., you're probably aware of this. The unemployment rate is at a whopping 3.8%, which is the lowest it's been since the 70s, even maybe longer
Hey.
than that, which is good. Means that a lot of people are employed, and there are a lot of companies who are hiring, but there's not enough people looking for jobs. So if you are looking for jobs, I highly encourage you to hit the ground running and push a lot harder. There are a lot of companies out there who are hiring someone with your skill set. You just have to find the right companies and the right opportunities. And you should be able to find something, a really good job, within a reasonable amount of time. If you are an employer looking for people to join your company, just make sure that your hiring process is nice and tightened up. I think that a lot of people, when you take too long to go through the process, you start to lose, some really good talent because they have a lot of options in front of them. But yes, unemployment rate is at a whopping 3.8%. It's been going down for the last 6 months, actually. It was like at 4.3 and now it's 3.8. So yay for everyone having a job.
Almost everyone.
Pretty much.
But awesome. Tia, did you have a quick share?
Just anybody out there that's following their dreams. If you're enduring any obstacles at the moment right now, keep pushing. You'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay. Loving them little trinkets. But thanks, y'all, for listening. That was Tia Ferrera. And yes, you're listening to Hello Foreign. Thanks, y'all. See you next week.